Welcome back. Continuing with our Inspirational Women series and the countdown to International Women's Day, we're hosting today Dr. Elizabeth ODay from Boston, Massachusetts. Dr. ODay is the CEO and founder of Olaris Therapeutics, a pharmaceutical company that develops precision medicines for diseases with little to no treatment options and dismal survival rates. Olaris is a spin-out of Dr. ODay's graduate studies at Harvard University, where she was a joint student working in both a biophysics laboratory and cancer biology. In a single experiment, Olaris can quantify nearly the entire human metabolome, providing a true snapshot of what's going on inside a cell. She received her PhD from Harvard University, where she was a National Science Foundation Fellow, and she was also one of 11 American scientists awarded with the Winston Churchill Fellowship. Wow, and received a Master's of Philosophy in Chemistry from the University of Cambridge. Elizabeth, thank you for joining us. That's quite a resume there, and those are just a few of your accomplishments.
Thank you, Youmna. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I feel very honored and humbled to participate in this.
We're very happy to host you today. You know, among your many accomplishments, a few that I've mentioned is that you're also the founder of Women in Science and Technology. I believe Women in Science and Technology just celebrated its 10th year, and it's provided over 500 high school students and female college students the opportunity to learn about careers in science. Why this initiative?
Well, actually, it started sort of based off of my own experience in science. So I started working in a research lab when I was 18 years old, a freshman in college. I was doing organic chemistry, and I loved what I was doing. I feel like, I found what my passion in life, and I wanted to do this forever. Threw myself wholeheartedly into my research, and as a result of sort of my hard work and maybe general knack for science, I was very fortunate to receive many of the nation's sort of top undergraduate research awards at the time. And back then, when this was happening, no one before had ever won all of these awards. So it was a big deal for my college, and where I went to school was at Boston College. And when, BC wanted to commemorate, this special moment,
right,
they brought out the press and they interviewed me. And I remember still now, one of the first questions they asked me was, how does it feel to be a female chemist? Or how does it be the first female to win all of these awards? And I had sort of been so focused on my science and a little bit head in the sand just doing my research that I didn't even notice until they brought it up. And then, once they mentioned it, I looked around and I thought, oh my God, I am the only, female in my area right now. And that doesn't make sense to me. So for that reason, I wanted to create a program that could encourage other females to realize, being a scientist is totally doable and it's incredibly fun. And so the Women in Science Technology program, WIST is what we call it. As you just said, we celebrated our 10th birthday, and the program has been designed to sort of encourage females at every step of their career in science, to be able to identify mentors and to put together a support network. So how it works is we bring in 30 high school girls from the Boston area every year, and they get teamed up with a Boston College undergraduate that's doing research or studying science. And together, they get to actually work on real research projects. They might clone GFP, they'll do some PCR, look at DNA, run protein gels, maybe they'll synthesize some dyes as well. So they get to see what it really means to sort of be a female scientist. And because the high school students and the college age students, there's a
right. So you're kind of guiding them guiding them for the future.
Exactly. And then we also bring in women that are more established in their science career that have just decided to make science part of their career. So we'll go visit a brain surgeon, or we'll go to the Boston Police Forensic Science Unit and talk to a female scientist there, so people can see being a female in science is totally doable. And we can put together this sort of network of role models, which I think even the program that you're doing is part of the way that we encourage more females in science, is by shining a spotlight on different females in different industries that are doing well.
You mentioned Women in Science and that you were the first woman in science. And this is, we're talking about the United States of America, which is considered by many to be, leading in many ways in terms of equality between women and men. But generally, even in, a country like the United States, there isn't this encouragement, as you were talking about, for women to join science. The numbers are very slim. So why do you think that is?
You know, I think that there's a couple of things that we need to look at. There's both institutional practices that need to sort of be re-examined, as well as sort of subconscious bias. And so now being both, someone who comes with, high scientific training, as well now being thrown into the business world, I actually see very similar, discrepancies where, we might have a lot of females coming into the ranks, but not a lot of those females transition to the top leadership positions.
Why do you think that is, though?
I think we need to look at the reasons for the fallout, and traditionally in science and academia, let's take that as a first example. When you're in your sort of your 30s, that's when you're really starting maybe your own research lab, or you've just become a junior PI, principal investigator, and you're supposed to be focusing on your science nonstop. This also coincides with the time that many women are trying to start families and do things like that. So there's a little bit of difficulty in that work-life balance situation, and I think that we need to just acknowledge that and develop sort of more fair and friendly ways.
And I just want to break in on what you're saying here, because it's completely true. It still remains very difficult for women to balance the work and family. But do you think that companies in the United States and where you live, that actually acknowledge this, can they help to make that easier for women today? And are they helping?
Yeah, I think I think there's many opportunities where you can be flexible about, daycare, about childcare, even bringing in daycare units into your organization so that women can, work as well as, have that close connection to their family. And, I do think that there's many opportunities for innovation here, and that, if we have an honest dialogue about what are the issues, what would make me more likely, to stay in this career path, if the opportunity was there, what would be, helpful. And so, I do think that we're just starting to peel back that layer of we don't know how to talk about this now. And so now that dialogue is happening, and I do think new practices will be put into place.
And I want to end on this one question, Elizabeth. As you look forward to the future, somebody like you who's still in science, what is the goal? What is the aspiration?
On gender parity, or on
gender parity in science?
Okay. Well, so now
for you,
I'm the CEO of this pharmaceutical company, right? And I'm acutely aware that I am both a female and quite young in comparison to many of my counterparts. And I would like to imagine a future where that's not the case, where it's not unusual that another female is coming in pitching this really innovative technology, and things like that. And so, I look forward to sort of going in and collaborating. Where Olaris has all these big deals in the works with different pharma and partner companies, and where it's more females that are helping me negotiate and put together these collaborative projects, because right now that's sort of not the case. And I think that,
but hopefully there's something to look forward to in the future.
There certainly is. I think technology-wise, we've got a lot to be excited about, how we're going to transform human health, and then also, just encouraging other females to sort of go after their dreams.
Hopefully that'll be the future in the United States, and also here in the Middle East, where women still struggle to make an impact. Thank you so much for being with us, Elizabeth.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Youmna. This is an amazing opportunity. Great.
Thank you. That was one of our inspirational women for 2016.